I cried when Shania Twain lost a People's Choice Award to Leanne Rimes. A People's Choice Award.
I cried so hard. My sisters would not leave me alone when Misha Barton died on the OC.
That was really tough, to be honest.
Lights will go.
I set the alarm off in my parents' house because I screamed so loud when Natalie Portman won the Academy Award for Black Swan. I screamed so loud that it started going beep, beep. And my dad's like, what the is going on? And I was like, shut up! Natalie Portman won!
Don't let doubt enter your mind. Seek and ye shall find. Hit it hard like a bad girl. Power on. Hit it hard like a bad girl. Get it done.
Hi, and welcome back to the second episode of Breathe If You Agree.
Oh my God, number 2.
We're back. It's crazy. I'm Nick.
And I'm Julian.
And we're so happy you guys are here.
And surprise, surprise, we have an extra guest at the table.
Our first guest.
Extra guest.
We are so excited. It's such a surprise. You may know him from Fire Island. I love that for you on Showtime. He is the pop prince of Christmas. You've probably heard his album, Have You Heard of Christmas? He's about to be on Netflix's No Good Deed, and he is the queen of culture. You know him from Las Culturistas with Bo and Yang.
And he's hot and he's sexy, and I'm probably gonna try and make out with him later.
Single.
Our very good friend, Matt Rogers.
Hi. What a blessing and a joy.
Oh my God, longest resume I've ever read. That's a tongue twister.
You haven't read J-Lo's resume. Honey, it's a scroll. Wait, just to peek behind the curtain, we were just chatting about, I'm going to address the audience. We were chatting about This Is Me Now.
Yeah, This Is Me Now, which, by the way, she just grabbed a bunch of different words and was like, this is the name of the movie.
I mean, it's actually, I'm not me like jumping in to defend her.
No,
not
please.
me immediately having like a defensive impulse over J-Lo.
I love J-Lo.
Actually, the first album was called This Is Me Then, and if you look back 20 years, it actually is quite poignant that it's called This Is Me Now.
Okay, see, I didn't know that. I don't know
It's
much
a
about
callback.
J-Lo.
It's a
Okay,
callback.
gotcha.
I forget how young you guys are, 14, 15?
Yeah.
So you guys weren't even born yet when This Is Me Then came out. Like, you guys don't even know about Bennifer.
Well, no, that's Jenny from the Block is that album.
100%.
Is that
Same,
Jiggly?
same. Well, Matt, you and J-Lo have amazing asses and incredible resumes.
Do you actually think that?
Oh, yeah.
Or is that something you're just
I
kind of
was, by the way,
tossing
I was
out
when
there?
No, I
you were
definitely
walking
thought
to your
so.
chair, I was looking at those pants and I was admiring your butt.
Because not for nothing, but I've looked at both of your butts before. Like, one thing that gay men have to, like, sort of get into is the fact that, like, the second you walk away, I'm looking at your
a butt,
butt.
yeah.
Are you guys, like... Never mind. I'm
No,
gonna ask that question right away.
Okay,
No,
save
okay.
it.
What I'm going to say
Mental
is,
note.
for you guys to say that is really sweet, because I think that y'all have great asses.
thank
Yours
you.
is always kind of on display.
Julian's is,
Oh, yeah.
Julian
Well, I was
has.
gonna
Yours
say-
is like world famous.
You follow me on Instagram, you'll see my ass.
Yeah.
For real.
Also,
And
if you
we're
don't follow
grateful.
him on Instagram, you'll see his ass.
Yeah. If you follow any of his friends on Instagram.
Right, exactly. It's everywhere.
Thanks, guys. I'm so honored.
Well done, everyone, ass-wise. Are you guys like bottoms that eat ass?
I love to eat ass.
I would say I'm verse, but I do love to eat
Yes.
ass.
You would say that.
Yeah.
Wait, no, I am.
You're
would say.
verse? You're
Yeah.
actually a true verse?
I honestly think, I would say
I get so hard, I can't stand it.
that I have a huge ass, so like, yeah, that's kind of the go-to, like to
Yeah.
bottom. But
Yeah,
like,
right.
if I'm in that mood, I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah, God. Wow. That was...
Wow.
But
Okay,
That's
I
really
do-
good.
I do love eating ass.
And I've
though.
never asked you that question.
I'm very versed.
You're very
I'm very versed.
extremely
Mama,
versed.
the verses they come.
Verse icon.
I'm so versed, I'm bottom. No, I'm very versed.
I think I used to be. I used to be verse. But I sort of like lately. It's like can't get enough of bottoming.
Yeah. Okay, great.
Can't get enough
You're
of
in
it
your
up
bottom
there.
era.
And I was very slow to discover the joys of that. I was very afraid of it.
Well, there you go. I mean, but
Yeah.
that's a journey in itself.
Totally.
That's your This Is Me Now.
Yeah, exactly. This is me then. I was like,
and this is me now.
I was like an exclusive top, like frauding my way around New York City. And now I'm like, this is me now. Like truly, like it's like the poster for Dune. You ever seen the poster for Dune? It's just like a huge
whole, like,
hole,
the
and
hole,
Timothy
yeah.
like standing like in front of it, like
it's
ready
like a
to
hole
conquer.
trying to swallow
Yeah,
Timothy. We got all the girls are coming back. All the pop divas.
All the
Oh,
pop
period.
divas this year.
Who are you
got-
most excited about?
Oh boy.
Ariana Grande.
Yeah.
I was most excited about Ariana, and then Beyonce,
Beyonce.
just she rode on in.
Well, here's the thing: is like I'm like people know, if you know me at all, like pretty much a hardcore Swiftie. So between her, Ariana, and Beyonce,
It's hard.
And like Dua, whenever that's
Casey.
happening.
Yeah.
I'm all right with Casey.
I love Casey. I think Casey's
I couldn't
coming
believe
back.
the first line of the song was "My Saturn has returned." I'm like, maybe less hallucinogens.
But I think the whole point was she went off of them for Starcross and then she came back.
I think she may have broken her brain a little bit.
A little bit.
Like there's too much of a good thing.
Yeah. By the way,
I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong.
Me coming out of my room in the retirement home, my Saturn has returned.
My Saturn has returned for the third time. That's what they don't tell you is your Saturn returns many times.
Oh.
I don't know much about astrology.
That is a
You don't know about the Saturn return?
No.
How old are you actually?
29.
Oh, it's happening. Oh my god.
Your Saturn has returned.
Has returned.
Oh my God.
Oh
No,
my
and
god,
then
wow,
wait,
you're
who-
in it.
What's that mean though?
It means that things are shifting for you. Don't you feel like things have been shifting for you as of late? Like, do you feel like there's been seismic changes in your life?
Like my teeth because I don't wear my retainer.
Those are shifting.
That's the biggest shift.
Has your
really.
Saturn returned as a bottom?
Yeah, actually, that was a huge part of it.
Yeah.
My Saturn has returned.
Well, wait, and then there's also we have Dua, Casey, Ariana, Beyonce,
Gaga.
Gaga.
Cardi B, maybe. I'm hoping for that one. Do you have another album coming out this year?
Yeah.
Do I have another album coming out this year?
Pop diva.
Our number one pop diva.
I'm working on one for next year.
Oh my god, you heard it here first.
Breathe
Next
if you
year.
agree.
Breathe if you agree.
I'm working on one for next year, okay? Look
Okay,
for me
good.
dropping my sophomore album.
Hell yeah.
By
That's the one where you really got to prove
That's
it.
the one. I mean, let's Lorde did it. Billy did it.
Katy Perry.
Olivia did
I
it.
know that was again before your
Katy Perry
time.
did it.
Do you know Katy Perry? She's a singer now.
She
She's a
did the one
judge
that
on American Idol.
Just
She used to be a
Because of
singer.
Realism,
She has one coming out too this year.
Katy
Yeah.
Perry's releasing new music.
Yeah, she's coming back.
God.
That's
Good
why
for her.
she's quitting American Idol, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Katy Perry's coming back. I am a Katy cat. I'm super excited. And if you haven't seen the video of her singing Harley's in Hawaii in the bathroom, it is one of my favorite videos online. She's so funny and I love her.
Oh, wait, I think I have seen that. You know, I went to go see her in Vegas for my birthday.
Yes.
Was it so
yes,
good?
Yes.
It was really good. It
Yeah.
was really good.
I mean, she has a lot of good songs.
Yeah, totally. I mean,
and Teenage
also-
Dream is one of the greatest.
one of the best ever, and I'll never forget the first night I heard Never Really Over.
Yeah.
I
Oh
was-
my God.
Jared
So
Frieder
good.
and
That
I
was
were
fun.
leaving High Tops WeHo. Have you heard of that place?
Yeah, I've been there a few times.
And we were listening to it in the car, and we started screaming at the just because it's over doesn't mean it's really over. I was like,
Yeah.
is Katie back?
Yeah.
And the answer was kind of.
I thought, by the way, with that single, I said that whole
Kinda.
summer, I was like, she's back, song of the summer, whatever. And then
Yeah.
I was like, there's nothing else came from that. But
There was Harley's in Hawaii. I also was in a Katy Perry music video during that cycle. Did you know that?
What,
No, which
what
one?
video?
I was in It's Not the End of the World. I'm one of the aliens. I'm like a blue alien in that video.
What's the song?
name?
Not the End of the World. It's from Smile.
Oh,
Oh.
I know.
It's not the end of the world.
Okay.
I know that one that's like daisies.
Yeah, Daisies. Don't even talk to me about Daisies. It's my favorite song.
I love
Oh,
that
okay.
song. So
I want
much.
that to play at my wedding, funeral,
Birthday.
birthday,
Yeah.
my own concert
Coming out.
I
We
only come out and
actually
cover
have her
Daisies.
here to sing daisies for you.
Yeah.
Katie,
Yeah,
come on
Katie.
out.
She's having a snack break.
I love that she named her daughter Daisy too. I was like, this was a hat on a hat in the best way. This
She's
is really,
cute.
truly her name forever.
Also, like Orlando Bloom. Speak about our topic today, which is gay awakening.
Yeah.
Orlando
was a
Bloom.
big one. Remember when I saw Orlando Bloom at a restaurant and accidentally, I saw Orlando Bloom at a restaurant and I was obsessed with Orlando Bloom as a kid. I wrote you a lot of letters because I was obsessed with Legolas. And my whole family was like, you have to go say hi. You have to go say hi. I was like, I'm absolutely not going to say hi to Orlando Bloom. I also knew that it was his birthday and he was with Katy Perry. I am freaking out, can't focus. Leonardo DiCaprio is at a table
What
behind me.
restaurant is this?
This was right when Mother Wolf opened. Anyway, I go to the bathroom. As the bathroom door opens, Orlando Bloom is standing directly in front of me. And I've had a couple glasses of wine. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to say it. And I go, I just want you to know you were my biggest crush as a child. I loved you as Legolas, blah, 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 blah. I wrote you all these letters.
You shot your
and then
shot.
I said, thank you so much for all you do, Leo. And he grabbed my shoulder.
No.
And he goes, Leo's sitting over there. And I choked. And he
You
goes,
blew
I
it.
blew it. He goes, Leo's sitting over there. But luckily I had said the word Legolas, so he knew.
Yeah.
And then I sweat through my whole thing. And then he was pointing at the table. Katy Perry was staring at me as he was probably like, that's the kid who called me Leo.
Yeah, but you know what though? Hold my hand. Yeah. What you did there was you put yourself out there.
That's true.
And you were very brave.
Yeah.
And I'm very proud of you, Jackson.
Thank you.
Wait, shout out to Jared and Jackson.
Yeah, we
love
love
you
you.
both.
By the way, but speaking of childhood, speaking of Orlando Bloom, gay. We have one of our gays here with us.
I'm gay.
I'm gay.
I'm gay.
Yeah, but we thought this would be a fun episode to really delve into the past and talk about our gay awakenings. We want to hear
awakenings?
I mean, there are so many things. If you're if you're a gay person, you know that there were a lot of things that you could point to as a child.
You know what's so interesting? Like when it comes to gay awakenings, it's like I feel like sometimes people think, oh, they came out gay, confetti, they're gay now, and they have like their fully formed personality. But what's so fascinating about like the coming out of it all is it's like, yeah, you come out with like your sexuality, but then you have to come out or even discover a lot of times like what your actual opinions are, what you really like, like to be able to say with your full chest out loud the music you like for the first time. It takes a long time. So there's like gay awakenings, I think, that happen like initially.
Oh, for
and
sure.
then
Totally.
so many times, like when you admit it to yourself, when you admit it to other people, like it's just, there's a lot there.
Tell us more about your gay awakening. I want to know.
Gay awakenings. Okay, so I guess like sexually, when I first was like, oh, I'm vividly gay, I know it. There was a moment when I was like in, I'm gonna say 4th grade, where all the girls in my class were talking about NSYNC, specifically Justin Timberlake.
Okay.
And I can't describe my emotion other than anger. I was so angry that people were talking about him and talking about like being attracted to him and like enjoying him, and like, yes, it was about all of them, but it was really about him. Like he had the girls in my class like going crazy. And I can now identify my anger as being jealousy and frustration that I could not also voice those opinions. Like I couldn't say like, he's so cute, I want to pinch his butt. You know what I mean? Like I want to kiss him.
Yeah.
Or like I couldn't do that. And this was even before I was conscious of my own sexuality. It was just, I couldn't. And I remember even being that young and being like, why do I feel so angry? Like I'm upset. Like, is it that I want them to talk about me? Is it that like, I don't get it? Like, do I just... I was cognizant enough to be like, am I jealous that he's like a famous singer and I'm not? Like, I couldn't figure it out. And then I realized, like, I don't know, maybe it was even years later that it was just pure horny angriness.
And you had to keep your thoughts to yourself. You couldn't share them with anyone.
And then like from there, it was like, I remember seeing, he did a cover of Rolling Stone in high school where he had his shirt off and it was so hot.
Oh, I know exactly what you're
Yeah, and then I remember like, it was around this time too that I started to fully know I was gay. Like I remember I had my friend over, we were playing in the pool, and that night, like after he was gone, I was getting ready for bed and I was like, I love my friend. Like I love when he comes over and hangs out. Like I love his back.
Yeah.
I love his back.
I love when we
I really
change.
want to touch his back. You know what I mean? I want to rub my dick on his back. Oh, I'm gay. And I was like, literally, it was like a moment of like abject.
How old were you?
11.
Okay.
Mark.
Yeah.
So I remember the moment. I remember like there was like this poetic thing that happened where like I'm sitting on my bed getting ready for bed and the moon was shining and the vertical blinds were there. So I realized I was gay. Looked out the window and it was like prison bars.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm in jail for the rest of my life. And honestly, it wasn't a thing of like, oh, I'm gay and I have to tell someone. It was, I'm gay, this is bad, I have to keep this a secret for the rest of my life or just die. That's how dark it was at the time. Like 2001 on Long Island. Like it was not, there was no one. Like it was purely a joke. This is when Eminem was like fully saying faggot on the radio. Like...
That's so gay.
Yeah,
You're so
like,
gay.
Yeah.
Gay
Just
is
like
bad.
all of that. Like gay was the worst thing you could be called because it meant you were like sick and wrong and f***ed up and like probably diseased. Like was what the vibe was, and silly and not to be taken seriously.
Right.
Yeah.
And there was nobody to like look up to that wasn't representing like a strong, confident, powerful, smart, beloved gay person.
Yeah.
Yeah, like at the time there was like Ellen.
Yeah, right. And then the cut to me like literally being so horny all the time.
Yeah.
Like I remember then it was like all my friends started like hooking up with each other in middle school and high school, and I had no one to do that with.
Totally.
Because I had nobody that was like on the low, like ready to say like we're gay. And then what's frustrating is you find out years later about the kids in your high school that were
100%.
gay.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, we could have
Yeah,
been
we
like
could've- we
boyfriends.
so
We could have
much
done
fun.
some things.
Yeah.
It's
You
like
know.
watching Heartstopper now and like dying over the fact that we were
Yeah.
able to experience that.
But there was like a deep anger the whole
Oh, yeah.
time, like that. I think I played out really just internally.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't like an angry kid. I didn't have problems, but I was in a bad mood all the time, spending I think 85% of my energy at all times just trying to remain closeted. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
and what is even more frustrating is often doing a bad job.
Right.
Like, because whenever kids would be like, "You're gay," I'd be like, "What do you mean?
Yeah.
I'm doing everything
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
to seem not."
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But maybe it's because they mentioned Justin Timberlake and I started shaking
Yeah.
and sweating.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Don't say his name.
I always felt that too, though. When people call me gay, like it was the first thing to do was like deny. And
Yeah.
I think why I too waited so long is that I didn't want these people who made my life a living hell to be right.
Right.
Like
To
I was
win.
just like so fighting that
Yeah.
because like that is like something we grew up thinking gay. The word
Yeah.
gay was bad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And now it's like obviously we're still like fighting a lot of battles, but it's so celebrated. And I want to say for us as well, you are like a person in the media who is gay and super like incredible to look up to and to see what they are doing and like follow that path, even like we said, like having like a rough time, like accepting that. But now you are that person that we
Yeah.
didn't have a lot of in, you know, back then.
In the BC.
No, but really,
Before
thank
queer
you.
with a C.
Exactly. BQ.
That's
but
so
no,
sweet
truly.
of you to say.
No, truly.
You have like become the person that you always wanted to be able to look up to.
You know, and you know what's funny is it's like, that's so kind. And I think that one thing I think about all the time is like, I think a question that sometimes gets asked is like, so what does it mean to represent the queer community or whatever? Or what does it mean to represent, like, how is this like when I was doing my album, like how is this a queer Christmas album? And I was like, to be honest with you, and this is how you know that things are, I guess, good, at least, or they have been good.
Yeah.
I don't think about like representing anything other than myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and when you guys do what you do, I'm sure it's the same. Like, you're not racking your brain thinking like, now how can I be a really positive representation or an honest representation of the queer community? I think the fact is we've come so far that now all we can do and all we really have to do is represent ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, like, you don't want to be like a blemish on the community or something f***ed up. But I will say it's been nice to not have to be like someone that everyone looked to and the
Yes.
expectation was really high.
Yeah.
Like, I think say what you want about anyone that's like polarizing in the media that's queer. It's hard.
Yeah.
I've been really lucky because of a lot of the things I've been a part of, or at least initially, like, I feel like there was like a moment, like maybe 3-ish years ago, where I kind of had a feeling like, oh, things could get a little, like, I've started to believe that my career could like really happen. You know what I mean? And I started to like think, maybe it was when I was like cast in Fire Island or we were shooting it and then I kind of felt like it was going to be good. And I knew that I was going to be shooting a series and like it felt like the podcast was getting bigger. I started therapy and I was just like, how do I manage my insecurity and like anxiety around honestly the way that gay men receive me and the way that they respond to anyone? Like, how do I get on top of my emotions about this before it potentially really hurts me?
Right.
Or like things get out of control? And I think like it's lucky for me that a lot of those things I was with a bunch of people. Like, it was with Fire
Right.
Island, it was like a lot of us
Yeah.
promoting it together.
Yeah.
And like it was a lot of people doing a lot of things. Like with Lost College, I always have Bowen. And I'm happy those things happened before I like went out by myself with my album, because
Right.
you do have to like learn how to hear things in one ear and then have it pass out the other,
Yeah.
because it's hard and all you want to do is make queer people and like, you know, gay people happy and proud of you.
Yeah.
But there's an instinct to like not. And I think it actually does go back to the gay awakenings thing, because we have so much shame and fear and self-hatred, because we were all like, at least in my generation and probably yours, like maybe we're the last ones where it was just like, gay is okay, we don't even talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, there was this time where it was really hard to be
Yeah.
like, I'm proud of myself,
Right,
and
for
I'm
sure.
proud of other people in my community,
Right.
because it felt like there was scarcity. It
Yeah.
felt like It felt not safe.
Yeah. I mean, when I came out when I was 16 years old, and it was I was very lucky. There wasn't a lot of like hatred coming towards me. I felt like I really lived in a bubble growing up in Chicago and going to the school that I had, having the family that I had. I was very lucky in that way, but it still very much felt like, oh my God, you're so brave. And there was no one for me to look to. There was no one else to talk to about it. And I think like what you're saying, it's like all of my friends were hooking up with people.
Yeah.
I thought I'm out and about. I should have this experience now. I'm going to get a boyfriend, whatever. There was no one for me to do that with, which it's like by coming out. And I think that like it's harder to understand that now, but like I came out, I thought everything was going to change. Nothing changed. So it kind of made it worse for me. It kind of made it so much more difficult because I was like, I'm supposed to be so proud of myself. I am this person now.
Yeah.
Why am I not getting the things that I thought that I would get from this? And that sends you into a whole other deep shame spiral.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like my biggest one was dating. I dated a girl until junior year of high school, and she really is my gay awakening, not in a way of like she made me realize I was gay, but I met her in my freshman year of high school, and we were doing Rent, and I will never be cast as this again, but I was Angel, and she was Maureen. And
oh my God, that's so funny.
I played Angel in Rent as well. Did you?
No. I was too closeted to audition for the plays. Like, this is what I'm saying. It's like that period between like the age I am and the age you are. Like, maybe if I was 29, I would have been brave enough because even those few years might have made a difference. But
that was...
couldn't audition, certainly not for Angel.
That was the one person I was most scared of telling that I was like fully gay, because I was bi for a while, like going... I was very confused for a long time, but she was the person that I was like most scared of. And I just want to thank her for being that for me, because she like literally allowed me to grow as myself and like always celebrated everything that made me different. Even though like her friends would say things, whatever, she always stuck by me until, I told her, I was like, I love you so much. It's turned into like my family. Like you are somebody who I would never want anything to happen to. I would do anything in the world for you, but like, I don't think in the way that, that we can be boyfriend and girlfriend or like anything past that. But I'm happy to say we are still very close. I went to her wedding and I saw her a couple weeks ago, but she like made me feel so okay with everything that I am. And then afterwards too, even after coming out to her, like cheering me on and still cheering me on when I put on wigs to recreate movies and TV shows and like all that stuff. It's just it's so beautiful. Like, the people that really like help you on your journey, like really stick with you. And that was really a big part of mine.
Also, like, she probably always knew that was inside of you. Even then, it probably was part of what she loved about you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and also I always say, like, I always put it up to the energies. Like, any girl that had a gay boyfriend in high school deserves the hottest stud husband.
Oh, 100%.
And that has happened. Like, I see some of my friends in high school that like this one girl I dated, like, now she lives in Montauk with her, like, hot husband and their dog. And I'm like, yes, like, if your first kiss was Matt Rogers, you deserve this
a
guy.
hot husband.
You know what I mean? Like, that's just the way it should be. But for me, my hardest person to tell was actually my best friend, my best male friend, straight friend. I think because his name was Kenny, he's now married to actually a girl I set him up with.
Oh, hell yeah.
When we were 14.
Word.
Like, not set up, but I made sure that they ended up together. And it was hard because I think, like any gay kid in high school, like when a straight guy makes a warm, special space for you and says, you're my best friend, like, obviously I was a little in love with him. You know what I mean? Like, and so for me, it was just like, in seeing him, like, get to live out these things. Like, he had a girlfriend. Like, he... was all these things, and yet he was my best friend. And like, it was less me, I think, being actually in love with him, and more me being like, this is a way I can live this out a little bit. And I think the fact that I was so afraid of straight men and afraid of being bullied, and there was this like cool, attractive, funny kid who like made this spot for me in his life, like, and said, you're my best friend.
Yeah.
I felt like really attached to him. And I remember when I was coming out of the closet, it was the summer after freshman year of college. I had come back and I was like, I couldn't even go hang out with him for like a week and a half because I was just so scared because I had started to tell my friends.
Yeah.
And he was going to be like one of the last ones because I remember saying to myself, like, if he's not okay with this,
Right.
it's over for me.
Yeah.
Like I really was having very dark thoughts about what would happen if he in particular was not accepting of me. Like, and I barely got through it when I was telling him. I was like, I need to tell you. And he's like, and I remember he's like, I already know. Is it gay?
Yeah. Is it gay?
Is it gay?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah. And he's like, I already know it's okay. And he gave me a hug. He was grilling hot.
Yeah.
Grilling. He was at the grill.
Bring on the meat.
I know. I was like, not me going over to you while you're at the grill shirtless.
He's like, hold on, let me flip the sausages.
I know. He knows he's gorgeous.
Yeah.
But I remember I had told him and he was so great about it. And that meant more to me than anyone else.
Yeah.
It meant more to me than my parents being kind to me about it. It meant more than any of my friends. It meant more to me than like even the community of people I was meeting at NYU because I felt like I'd figured that out.
Yeah.
But I put so much stock and importance on what my best friend felt about me because I had been so grateful to him, I think, for allowing me to seem normal.
Yeah.
Totally.
You know what I mean? Like, because he liked me and made space for me to be around, like, it actually allowed me to, like, code switch my way through high school a bit. And so that's why I was so anxious and upset about the idea of him not.
Right.
Yeah. Well, even now, like, as grown adults, like, even the embrace of a straight man who is like dating your best friends, who like sees you for who you are and is accepting is a feeling I don't think will ever go away. That's like, oh, you are comfortable enough around me. Like you don't, there's no like weirdness or you're scared or something, or it's like you're fully comfortable. And that is something I will always treasure. Just like you're always, I don't think I'm never gonna not be like a little frightened of what like a straight guy or like very masculine men or something in some situation are going to be like, what are you going to think of me kind of thing. But like, obviously we shouldn't, but I would say like, I totally understand that because that is like so special.
When I had 4 best guy friends in high school, and when I came out to them, they were like, I mean, it could not have been more perfect. We were in Chicago, there's this thing called the Seawall, which is like near the lake. And we were there and cause we all played water polo together. And I came out to them and they all like jumped on me and like started rubbing me in sunscreen and they were like, we love you, we love you, we love you.
See, that might drive me nuts. I was like, don't assault me now. I would have loved that though.
Well, I had a crush on all 4
like,
of
you
them.
miss a spot.
My dick. They were like, I mean, like, you know, to make it was very cute. Now I'm saying that out loud, I'm a little bit like, oh my God. And of course I loved it.
Yeah.
You know what I did later that night. But you know, I mean, it did make me feel so special. And those guys are all like, so.
Wait, what did you do later that night? Sorry, we actually don't know.
I took some sunscreen to myself.
SPF.
Also, your guys' gay awakenings are so beautiful. Mine was literally Jesus Christ.
What?
Because literally, as a 3-year-old, my grandma,
Just kidding.
my grandma used to take me into churches all the time whenever we would travel anywhere, and I would always go, I want to see Jesus Christ. I want to see Jesus Christ.
Oh, because he was hot?
Because he was hot. And I would always go into the church and go, Jesus Christ is so handsome to my like Catholic grandma. So they knew. So I literally would like ask to go into as many possible churches so that I could see different versions of Jesus Christ.
So you remember going to like, whatever, like Target or JCPenney's or whatever.
Underwear?
Going into the underwear aisle.
Course.
I probably came back with a rock hard boner every time. My mom was always like, where are you going? And I was like, well,
I'm
you
looking
know.
for the cups, and it's literally just staring.
Just me in the underwear aisle, just looking at all the asses and bulge and just like literally getting so horny. And my mother, I think, must have rationalized that somehow. Like, oh, you know, he's interested in new kinds of underwear, etc. Like, no, it was explicitly a gay thing.
I took mental images. It's very like snapping my eyes right in front of like, each thing. Like for like Fruit of the Loom, even Fruit of the Loom, Calvin Klein. I mean,
forget about Calvin Klein because they are just targeting
ripped
you
the
for
hat.
that
Yeah.
reason.
They know exactly what they're doing.
No, the husky jeans that I was wearing back then got even a little tighter.
Well, that's
We
another.
already-
That's another reason that I knew that I was gay. When I cried because I had to wear husky jeans at the Gap, and my brother got to wear normal.
My college
jeans.
monologue was about wearing husky jeans.
I cried when Shania Twain lost a People's Choice Award to Leanne Rimes. And my mom said, "You have to stop," and I wouldn't.
See, that's another.
A People's Choice Award.
That's another gay. That's a gay moment.
I cried so hard. My sisters would not leave me alone when Misha Barton died on the OC. I was so distraught about that when that car
That
crash
was
happened.
really tough, to be honest.
Lights will guide. Coldplay. I was like,
I set the alarm
It was
off in my
over.
parents' house because I screamed so loud when Natalie Portman won the Academy Award for Black Swan. So these are all. I screamed so loud that it started going beep beep, and my dad's like, "What the is going on?" And I was like, "Shut up!" Natalie
But
Portman won.
speaking of the Oscars and gay awakenings, though, I remember I was 7 when Titanic came out, and I remember being so obsessed with Titanic and with Kate Winslet in particular.
Yeah.
When she turned around in her hat and said, "It doesn't look as big as the Mauritania." I said, "Not you with the complaint already. You are the queen." And she was
Size
so
queen,
gorgeous.
size queen.
Her hat was so big, and I was like, I need to know everything about that.
Yeah.
And then that's when I got obsessed with the Oscars because she
Yeah.
was nominated in the song and
Yeah.
all that shit. So the pageantry of the Oscars
Yeah.
and Titanic for me are connected as a gay moment
Yeah.
of me being 7 again before I even knew you
Yeah.
could be gay.
Yeah.
Being so gay.
Yeah.
And just gagging
Yeah.
over
Oh yeah, over.
Rose DeWitt Bukater.
well, speaking of Natalie Portman as well, I have written down Prince when she was Padme.
Yeah. That was
in-
just such a moment.
Attack of the Clones.
in the ripped up when she gets
when she gets
swiped by
scratched
the-
in the back.
Holy shit!
And she's like, "Ah!" And then he comes around, he's
Yeah,
like,
but
hop on,
yeah.
and she jumps off,
And she
lands
hits it so hard.
literally, she hits
Bareback.
it,
Bareback.
kisses him on the cheek,
Yeah.
and they run
Yeah,
and
they're
I'm
right
like,
off. Yeah.
Yeah.
work, bitch.
And then they have that long scene in the fields.
where they're just all fighting.
That
Wait,
movie was actually dreadfully boring.
I loved Attack of the Clones.
That's the only one I
Love.
can remember loving.
You didn't see Revenge of the Sith?
The Who?
How about when Hugh Jackman comes into
My face.
during
That was a
X2?
highlight.
Do
my
you
life.
want that though? Are we still in the place with Hugh Jackman where it's me daddy?
Yes.
Yeah,
Do you like a, do you like a
Fully.
daddy type?
Yeah, I'm all for daddies,
Yeah.
for sure.
No, but the Wolverine had in X2 when Wolverine takes the Dr. Pepper. Or no, Wolverine is drinking a Dr. Pepper and the guy who plays Iceman or whatever takes it and blows on it
Oh,
and
yeah,
makes
that was
it
good.
a ice bottle. I immediately came on the spot. I was like, I'm gay. Immediately.
Yeah.
Immediately.
My first ever wet dream, you know this, but my first ever wet dream was at Stage Door Manor. It was a theater camp. I woke up, we were decorating for somebody's birthday, and someone was like, "Oh, what's on your pants?" And I was like, "Oh, it must have been the sink." You know, I'm leaning over to wash my hands. I looked down, biggest mess ever. But I do remember the dream. It was John C. Reilly and Talladega Nights.
John C. Reilly?
Yeah.
Cellophane, Mr. Cellophane. Good
John C. Reilly. So by the way, I mean, honestly,
So, yes, I
anyone
like
could get
that.
it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I would be remiss not to mention Chad Michael Murray and his big red nipples.
Oh, those big. Those.
Oh my
Well,
god,
was
just
that
appetizer
Was that
plates.
CW?
Yeah.
That was like when I saw the poster
One
for
Tree
Kyle
Hill.
X.
One Tree Hill.
The guy with Kyle
Matt
XY
Dallas.
with no belly button.
Yeah.
I was like,
Matt Dallas is around too. He's
I-
got a hot husband named Blue.
he follows me on Instagram.
Does he?
Hey,
He's hot.
he's hot. Let me tell you, Kyle XY, you changed my life.
Hey, Matt Dallas. My Instagram's Julian Cookies.
Honestly, have you ever had you don't have to say who, but have you ever had a DM exchange with a celebrity and it got a little horned?
I feel like,
No?
I mean, yes for you. Yes. No, for me, I feel like it's always me trying to be like, oh my god, imagine if this person was, and then no, not.
I've
at
had a
all.
few where I'm like, how and why is this happening? And then
Because look at you, baby.
no,
Yeah.
no. It's more. I think it's more because the thing you project is well, I don't know. I'm not gonna talk shit about myself, but sometimes I'm
No.
you wouldn't talk to me in person, and then I'm like, oh, I don't know. I'll tell you who after.
Okay, yeah.
But it's one of those names that's it's like a joke you make about them being out of your league. You know what I mean? It's oh yeah, what if ... texted
Okay.
you, and then all of a sudden they are, and it's like.
Oh, I don't know. I think I would. I think I would handle that situation poorly.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how to seal the deal with insert name
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then then it gets like weird. Like when people come on super strong.
Yeah.
And you're
Yeah.
like, oh God. And sometimes I feel like I will respond to aggressive sexual messages like in like a way that's like, yeah, definitely you could do that to me. Ooh.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then all of a sudden, like, because you want to seem cool and down.
Totally.
And then all of a sudden you've agreed to like, you know, have your like balls cut off. You know what I mean? Like it's
No,
like
yeah.
you've agreed to torture.
Somebody the other day told me, somebody on Grindr messaged me like, I want you to blow me while I take a shit and then comb through my wet pubes. I was like, Mama, what?
That's
Like,
insane.
that's like good for you, but I was like, I'm busy actually.
The truth is, I have like an intimacy kink. Like I like eye contact as I look at you both in the eyes.
I love eye contact.
I love like
Yeah.
eye contact. I love like what I think is hot is like this is weird.
Okay, no.
Oh,
But
God.
a little bit of like I love you play. like when you're in somebody and they go tell me you love me. I'm like I love you. And then afterwards you come and you're like, okay, well we know we didn't mean that.
There might be something about this. On
Yeah,
another
yeah.
episode.
You'll have to watch
tune
Beauty
in.
Really?
Yeah,
But I've
they're-
had that thing happen where it's like, I honestly think it's like a kink because I had one of those situations where like 0 to 100, like I thought I was like in love and like all those things. And like, I
Right.
think a little bit of it is
Yeah.
me trying to recreate that,
Yeah.
but it's not healthy.
No DM from celebrity, but I have gotten one of my favorite ones ever is I want to you as Gretchen Wieners from like a Mean Girls vid, and I'm like, work, like,
Yeah, you're like, maybe I
but I've
would.
never done it in a wig.
These are things that made you gay. Okay.
Okay.
Movie.
Yeah, Titanic.
Okay.
For me, it's gonna be What a Girl Wants, Oliver James as Ian Wallace,
Okay.
who he sings with the chandelier falling down.
Oh, yes.
Absolutely love him in that, and Raise Your Voice. Don't know what happened, but love him so much for movie wise.
You know what else I felt a little gay watching? Bring It On.
Oh.
Bring It On for me was a big gay one because it was like, yeah, there was like, I don't know, it was just like this idea that she wanted to like run the squad. Like I was like, I'm her.
I'm her. I see me. I see me.
So it was less
Yeah.
like gay and more like, I'm a girl.
Yeah.
Maybe not boyfriend material.
Mine was
exactly.
Spice World. Easily when they
Oh,
rip
yeah.
their pants off and you see the butts. I was like, Mama.
First
here
of
I am.
all, Spice World, I have never laughed so hard, and I was like 6. I've never
yeah.
laughed so hard at the bit where they're doing the obstacle course and Victoria just walks along the side in her heels. I was like, that is the funniest thing I have ever
She's a
seen
comedian.
in my entire life. And I was 6.
Yeah.
And that's like kind of a gay joke. Like, I'm a girl, I won't do it. Like, I thought it was so funny. And Victoria Beckham still to this day, my favorite comedic performer.
Yeah, she's amazing in that. When she screams at the kid in the bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little Gucci dress or a little Gucci dress.
Was there a TV show? A specific TV show?
That made me gay. Well, American Idol was like so insane in its effect on me. Like, I used to just go in the backyard and I didn't think anyone could hear me. And I would just do like sustained belts. Yeah. Like, because every single American Idol performance when it started was always like singing a song that was a minute and a half long because I had to cut it. And it always ended the same way. And you would just like sustain a huge belt, and everyone would be like, and the whole performance could be horse shit. But if
they
you
held it
nailed
out.
your sustained belt,
Yeah.
You got
people
full-
would be
you got
like, Randy Jackson would be like, you did that, like, you know,
Yeah.
Kelly, like that whole thing, like, wow, that you were amazing, you were so big and loud. And so I would essentially just go in the backyard and scream.
Yeah.
And my mom would be like,
We can hear you.
and then I remember I asked her one time when I was like 12, I was like, do you think I could win American Idol?
Oh, boy.
And she looked at me and she said, yes, I think you could. And I was like, I look back and I'm like, thank God she said that. You know what I mean? Because like, can you imagine if she had been like,
You would
no?
never have come out.
Like that was like a true test. Like
Yeah.
I looked my mom in her eyes
Yeah.
and I said, do you think I could win American Idol? And she knew that what I needed was
Yeah.
like encouragement.
and look
Yeah.
where you are now.
I told my
You have
mom.
the American Idol.
You literally have an album.
Yeah.
So
And another one
thanks to
coming
your
in
mom.
2025.
Listen, especially back in the day, like when I was like, when my voice was super, super high, because in the past 5 years it's gotten a little lower as it happens. But like, you couldn't have told me I wasn't a countertenor. Like, just the songs couldn't be higher. If I tried, like I was writing at the top of my range, like I was a woman. And now I look back at some of my songs that are on my album now that I wrote when I was 27, and I'm like, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
Let alone again and again and again.
No,
And no,
She's a
it's
touring
totally
star.
different
That
thing
is
now.
difficult. I can't imagine like sustaining that
No,
consistently.
if my neck veins weren't out, I wasn't singing.
Yeah.
Like if I wasn't like fully like turning red, like
Yeah. Yeah.
No, if it wasn't,
wasn't slaying.
if like tell me what the highest note is, got it.
Yeah.
T.
I'll try.
Yeah.
Now it's like that's not good.
TV characters,
TV characters that made me gay.
not specific shows, but like any characters in them.
You know, I think that what I love the most is like mapping onto the girl who's like the object of desire. So for that reason, I'm gonna say Kate from Lost.
Oh my God.
Like Kate from Lost, like everyone
Yes.
on the island like dying to her.
Yeah.
Like Sawyer and Jack, like it didn't matter if you were from the right side or wrong side of the
Yeah.
tracks. You could be in med
Everyone-
school or
yeah.
a criminal. You still want to
You
me
wanna kill-
down.
yeah.
And like the way she
carried
the way
herself?
she
Oh my
was
God.
nothing
Yeah.
and still ran that island.
Oh yeah, she literally
She had no.
She was terrible in her
She
past
had
life.
no personality.
No.
There was nothing to her character
No.
except
She was hot.
They love her
Yeah, they
and they
love
want
her.
to her. And like, of course, yeah, she was a fugitive.
Yeah.
Like you kind of found out like later on what happened, but like her power over these men made me so envious.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I was just like, all
wanna
I
be
want to
that. I
do
wanna be
is
her.
be the damsel in distress / I don't actually need you. I can kick ass on my own. Like
Yeah.
there was something about that character where I was just like, yeah, I'm her.
That's so funny that you say Lost. The Lost series finale that night was the first night I came out to someone. Someone was over watching the Lost series finale with me, and she's like, "Let's talk about it after." And I was like, "Lindsay, you need to leave. I'm gay."
What about the finale made you want to say
I just
it was really religious.
It was just, I mean, I had watched Lost from day one on, but no, the night before was like the first time I had like this boy and I were like touching each other, and I was like, I stayed up the whole night being like, oh my God, I'm so
God,
gay.
the first time you have like a gay experience, it
Like,
really is
we were like in bed watching TV or a movie together, and I remember being like, I was like rubbing my finger on his hair like this because I just like wanted to feel something, and then the whole night I stayed up like tossing and turning, and it happened to be the night before the Lost series finale, and that night I called my friend on my iBook with my eyesight camera set up, like grainy as being like, I think I don't only like girls. And the rest was history.
The rest is
and
history.
now look at the set.
I mean, yeah, now look. We're in this really straight passing environment. If I had a dinner with pop divas, which three of them would be at my table?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna go with the girls I think it would be easiest to hang out with, that I personally feel I would have the most in common with.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say Ariana Grande.
Okay.
Rihanna,
Oh, that's a good one.
because I think we could smoke weed.
Sick.
And I think Aria would be down too. Like maybe she'd do an edible. She seems to me like an edible girly. She's like, I'll do 5 milligrams. So Ariana, Rihanna, and Cardi. That would be a
fun.
party. That would be
That'd be
like, I
so
feel like we would
fun.
have a really good time.
Yeah.
And I feel like we would all like talk about like what we're watching on TV and just like
Yeah.
get stoned and chill. And then like in another world, like where it's different, like, I don't know, Kelly's there.
Yeah.
Yeah. 4 people. Kelly, you're
Yeah.
invited.
Now we're gonna quickly ask you whether this is just a fun little thing. If you think these items, these things, these moments in life are gay friendly or not.
Okay.
Karaoke.
I don't think it's gay friendly. And I really have a hard time with karaoke because I have some very close friends that really enjoy it.
That's why we
But
ask
I
these hard
don't
questions.
think that karaoke is for gays. I think beautiful singing is for gays. I think theater is for gays. I think karaoke is for, and I'm so sorry, but I think karaoke is for straight people or gay people who can't sing.
You heard it here first.
Oh my gosh. Honestly, we thought you were going to say that is gay friendly.
No, but see, this is why we.
But I love it.
This is,
It's not.
these are the important conversations.
Because you
we're having.
can't feel a fantasy doing karaoke.
Totally.
You know
I
what I
like-
mean? It's like it's not actual performance. It's like hack. It's like I can't stand karaoke. Like let's do anything else. I swear to God.
Yeah.
Like I swear to God, let's do anything else. Let's go bowling.
Oh yeah.
People don't do that enough. Let's go to an escape room.
Love escape rooms.
Love. Oh my God.
Love
Escape rooms
escape
should
rooms.
be talked about with the passion that karaoke is talked about with.
That's fair.
I don't think it's gay friendly.
Work. AI.
I don't think it's gay friendly because I feel like it's actually what's what's great about the gay community, the queer community, is we are so creative, and now AI is like taking creativity away from us. And I think that it's doing a lot of the work for us and like causing us to stifle ourselves. And I feel like being queer is being expansive and allowing things to grow and like exploring yourself. And when you have AI doing everything for you, I think it's actually very hetero.
Work.
Bar covers. Like painting.
Oh my God, that is so not gay friendly. First of all, it's not even straight friendly. It's like aggressive no matter who you are or where you're from.
Yeah.
Who you are, where you're from. I bet people would think I would love karaoke.
Yeah. No, I honestly, I think we put karaoke because I was like, I'm interested to hear what you have to say, because every time
It cheapens music.
when I go to karaoke, I feel which never happens, I feel overwhelmed, which is not, I'm very rarely overwhelmed. I'm just overwhelmed by the whole experience, and I never really get what I want out of it.
Just like I'll tell you what's hell. The quiet moment after someone finishes a song and you're like, okay, what's next?
Yeah,
Hell on earth.
Who's next? Okay, yeah, here you go. Oh God.
Or like when someone picks a song and you hate it,
Yeah.
and then you have to sit through that song.
Yeah.
And then ultimately pretend that you enjoyed your time.
Yeah.
That brings us to our next segment, which is called You've Gotta Be Kidman Me. Which we are going to compare iconic Nicole Kidman things to other things, and you need to pick what you would
choose.
prefer.
Okay.
Okay.
You gotta be Kidman me.
Okay.
Who came up with that?
Me.
You're so good.
Okay, so you have Nicole Kidman's coat in The Undoing,
Yeah.
or Kate Hudson's coat as Penny Lane in Almost Famous.
Okay. The thing about Kate Hudson's coat in Almost Famous is it's really iconic because of everything else she was wearing and the whole look. Whereas Nicole Kidman's coat, you could put up in a museum and like you wouldn't need like the sunglass accessory that you kind of
Right.
need for Kate Hudson.
Yes.
So I'm gonna say Nicole's coat.
Okay.
And I don't think that's necessarily right, but for me it is.
Okay.
Love. Are you
And also you kind of need Nicole's crazy hair, but I'm gonna say Nicole's coat.
work? Are you watching Expats at all? Oh, if you've seen a picture, Nicole Kidman's Bob in Expats.
I do know the Bob.
Okay, great.
Or Catherine Zeta-Jones's Chicago.
Catherine Zeta's Bob. That's
Work.
iconic
There
for
you
all
go.
time. That's not a dispute.
Nicole Kidman's accent in Nine Perfect Strangers, or Hilaria Baldwin's accent in Real Life. Cucumber.
Cucumber. Yeah, we're gonna give it to Hilaria.
Yeah.
Because she's so insane.
And she's so committed.
Yeah, she's a complete psycho. Cucumber.
Nicole Kidman's Chanel No. 5 commercial or Paris Hilton's Carl Jr. ad?
First of all, hilarious. Second of all, Nicole Kidman's Chanel No. 5 commercial directed by Baz Luhrmann is something I watch
I didn't know.
all the time. Yes, starring Rodrigo Santoro from Lost.
So good.
Oh.
When did I wake into this dream? I must have been the only person in the world who didn't know who she was. With the disappearance of the world's most famous woman. Drive. Oh, man, it's so good. And then she goes on, what does she go? No one can steal our dreams. Goodbye. Does she remember? I know. I will. No, wait. Oh, man.
It's there.
It's right there.
Yeah.
He goes, I will. Oh, he goes, her kiss, her smile, her perfume. So good.
got it.
That
You
was
killed
the
it.
fragrance commercial to end all fragrance commercials. And literally, one thing about me is it's my ultimate goal to star in a fragrance commercial. It will never happen. But
Take note.
that would be my ultimate dream.
Yeah.
To just
That
like run
is
through
gonna
a
happen.
field.
Yeah, like and like with a, in
To
a wet
run through a
suit.
field and everyone know the reason you exist is to sell something glamorous.
That's good.
You know Natalie Portman in Miss Dior commercials?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Forget it.
Yeah.
You've never seen a hotter girl.
My final one for you is Nicole Kidman in Moulin Rouge or Christina Aguilera in Burlesque.
Give me a break. Nicole Kidman in Moulin Rouge. That should have been an Oscar win, first of all. Away from me. Away from you. Away from the Moulin Rouge.
Julian, you really killed it with this Nicole Kidman topic.
Well, okay.
You gotta be Kidman me.
You've got to be Kidman me. You'll see it again, everybody. Well, Matt,
What?
we love you so much.
Love you
We
back.
have had so
I loved
so
being
much
in this
fun with you.
sandwich with you guys.
Oh my god,
No,
yeah, baby, you're the filling of our Oreo.
Anytime.
Filling.
And it's actually very special that the Oscars meant so much to
Yeah.
you because actually you are the recipient
Mm-hmm.
of an award.
We are starting a new tradition on this podcast, and it starts with you.
What is it?
We want to give you an award,
Okay, that's clear.
and we would love for you to give a tiny little acceptance speech for being
the
best first guest of Breathe If You Agree.
Oh
my
my
God.
God.
Wait, look at my traps.
your mug.
This is me now that I'm in Barry's. This is my actual body. I told you guys not to do that. Wow. Best first guest of Breathe If You Agree. Well, first of all, there was no other competition. So did I really win, or was it more just like obligatory? It's not for me to say. I will just accept this with gratitude. I want to thank my entire team. Olivia Gurkey at 3 Arts. You have been with me from the very beginning. Everyone at UTA. You guys know who you are, especially Kara, Houston. All the assistants. Io was so right to call you guys out. That was what you guys do is tireless. And I know much to Seth and Isaac. Those are my lawyers. You guys keep me laughing and you keep me parents, working. My mom, Katrina, you are the joy, and my dad, Richard, you gave me my work ethic, and thank you so much for accepting me. One out to my sister, Chelsea. I love you, girl. You really are one of the best. This is not gonna happen again, so I know they're playing the music, but I gotta keep going. Thank you to all my great friends, every friend I ever Yang. I absolutely love you. Doing the podcast with you is that. Finally, I just want to say we need to permanently just leave with saying one last thing, which is only when you see it can you be it.
Yes. Matt Rogers, everybody.
Matt Rogers. We love you. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you so much for being our first guest on Breathe If You Agree. Truly,
Thank you so much.
Thank
yeah,
you.
we love you so much.
This is great. This is so fun.
We love
and
you.
you guys can check out Las Culturistas
Yes,
every
yes.
Wednesday.
Yes.
Well,
what day are you
please.
guys gonna come out?
Tuesdays.
Oh my god, that's so great. We don't have to compete.
Yeah. Well, tell us where we can find you in anything you want to plug.
For sure. So you can follow me at Matt Rogers, though. Actually, you can follow me at Charlie's Africa on Instagram, at Matt Rogers, though, THO. And my podcast is called Las Culturistas with Matt Rogers and Bowen Yang. It comes out every Wednesday. And yeah, I'm working on some things now that'll be out later in the year. It doesn't have to be Christmas for you to stream my album. Have you heard of
Hell yeah.
Christmas?
Hell yeah.
And yeah.
Amazing.
Well, thank you guys so much for joining us for the second episode. Again, I'm Nick.
I'm Julian.
And make sure to subscribe to Past Your Bedtime on YouTube.
And make sure to stream this podcast wherever podcasts are streamed.
And is it out on YouTube?
It is on
out
YouTube.
on
Full
YouTube.
video
Yeah,
on YouTube.
full video.
And audio
They
everywhere else.
find out now at the end after they've been watching
Yeah.
like, yeah, idiots.
Till next time.
We love you.
love you. Bye.
Mwah, mwah.